Hello everyone, I am back again with another video. These are 2 pages in my 100-day project, and today I'm going to work with watercolor crayons, and these are from Jane Davenport. You saw the color swatch that I just showed you, very bright colors in there, and you can well, use them as watercolors, so it's very easy. There are a lot of these watercolor crayons, so you can use anything you have in your stash. So I did have these ones and I didn't use them that much, so I thought I would take them out this time. So first I am going to start by gluing a piece of napkin, that's from Jane Davenport as well, onto this watercolor paper. In a previous video you saw that I pre-cut different sizes of that paper so I can use it. And this is a very thin napkin. I just peeled off the back of that napkin to make it a bit more translucent, and then now I'm going to cover it with a layer of gel medium, and you have to be very careful because you can see what happened. It's a bit wet and its ribs starts to tear. So this lady, I would really like to use her, so I first thought I would use her on this I'm gonna call it card. Don't know why, but I'm gonna call it card. I'm still thinking of using her on this one at this moment, but you'll see later that I changed my mind again. So I'm going in with these beautiful colors, the pink one and the bright yellow one, and that's the Monet, and I don't know what this is, Frida. I was going to write it down, it's Frida. I'm going to show you again. So using Frida and Monet. So just scribbling on the napkin, and you don't need that much. If you use just a little bit of that color, it will go a long way, but I really wanted it to be bold and bright. Now just using my water brush to move the crayons around, trying not to lose that feather that you see there. So drying it, and then I go in with my this is a charcoal pencil, and that really works well with no, I'm lying, that's the write it off, or how do you call that, well, Stabilo 1 all or something, you know what I mean. And if you wet it, you can see you can use it as watercolor, but if you put it on warm paper like I did, then it will spread as well and get a little bit of a wax feel to it. And so I just scribbled around on that card, and now I'm going in with gesso with my fingers, what I love, be dirty and messy. So of course I'm going to clean it, but I like to work with my hands, and still thinking on using her on this card, but then I thought, no, it doesn't fit that well, so I need to do something to make her fit. So I'm getting out more Jane Davenport's things that I've got in my stash and haven't seen for a long time, so I thought take it out. I think these are the glitter pens or something, and these are paint over pen. They absolutely write on almost anything. If it is not waxy, then it will write on top of it. So very nice colors, kind of like a pastel color. Now I'm going in with that red glitter pen to cover the apple. Just taking a sip of my tea, otherwise it will get cold. And then you can see it shimmers, that looks nice. And then I'm going to put a little bit on her lips as well. And by the way, I am not speeding up my videos because I got new Pinnacle, the latest version, and I really don't know how to match the time remapping with my voiceover. So if someone has an idea on how to do it, if you do your voiceover first and then time remap, and how can I time remap all my frames as once, well, I really don't know, can't find it, so I'm just doing it this way Maybe you like this way as well. So here I thought I'm not going to use her on that card that I was working on. I'm going to work on another one. Why not? So I'm taking out a piece of paper that's my clean it up paper. You see, I work on that paper from IKEA, and this was a first piece of that paper that I already covered with leftover paints and such. So I'm just using it as a background. And then I go in with that green one. I think it's Gauguin, maybe. And I'm just scribbling. And then I thought, okay, it looks like leaves. So why not use the green to make it look even more like leaves? And then I go in with my water brush again and then just go around. Not overthink it, just scribble around and work the crayon on my card. Just make it a little bit more interesting. I cut that lady out of a piece of paper that had already like a kind of a leaf background, so that's how I came up with the idea. Now a bit more green, as you can see, to make it a bit more lively. That's the way I do it with coloring as well, so I keep that in mind when I use other mediums. So the rules that no, not rules, but the things that I like to do when I'm coloring with color pencils. So putting a little bit of yellow, and then I go in with my Derwent Ink Tints pencils. This is hot red, and no, that was hot red now, and that was the pink something, pink lilac or something, I don't know. But anyway, I'm just going in and create some roses. Well, they're supposed to be roses or little flowers, but I'm just going in with my water brush and just move it around a bit. Just not overthink it, just go around and move the pencil around on my card. And I'm almost done with that, and it looks kind of nice. I don't know, I didn't think, and I like not thinking about what I do. And I just played around with what I've got. My Posca pen, I love Posca pens. So this is a very small one, 0.7 millimeters, and just going around to make it look even more like little flowers. Just scribble on every single flower, just a little bit. I tend to clean my my nibs in between just by writing on my hand. That works well, or on a piece of paper to make sure it doesn't clog up with crayons and wax and all that kind of stuff. And then I take out a regular writing pen. That's a black one. It does smear, so after this I can't use water on it anymore. I'm just going around it a little bit more, as you can see, and it creates a very nice background. So a black line, because I like that, and I do it on almost every project that I do. And then I am ready with this one, and then I'm going to put her on that card. And you see that it fits better than the one that I was working on. Look, isn't she pretty? But then I thought, okay, she's too blonde for my taste, so I'm going in with my Micron, and I'm just going to emphasize her hair a little bit more with black. Didn't work that well, so now I'm thinking what to do. It was a bit ugly, so I thought, okay, I'm going in with another watercolor pencil. A green one. Why not? She can have green hair. So this is, I think, from Bruinzeel. That's, I believe, a Dutch brand. And this is a green one. And I'm just coloring her hair green because I like it. And I do think it fits the background. And it is a bit more mysterious. So, what do you think? Looks better, doesn't it? she's a bit dirty, but and that's what I thought. She's a bit dirty, but I thought that at the time as well, as you can see. So I'm just going to use my water brush to try and get those spots of her. And I'm going in with my water brush on her hair and make it a little bit more like it's supposed to be green. And then we are almost done with this one. It was a very quick one that I decided to do while I was working on it. So that's how it goes sometimes. Sorry, sip on my tea again. And that's, I don't know if you do that, but it's just I was working on that pinnacle so long and I decided to do it like I'm doing it now, but then my tea gets cold and my well, it's breakfast. It's now almost 12 o'clock in the afternoon, so I just forgot breakfast, so it's now lunch. So that's how it goes. Well, it's a Saturday, so I can do whatever I like. Now, going in with a little washi tape because I had it lying around and it was pink and it had dots, so I thought, well, why not use it? Just put it down on that card to make it a little bit more interesting. I really didn't know what to do with this one, but I thought I'm going to work on it until I think it's not, I can't save it anymore, and then I'm going to discard it and just put it in the bin. But started growing on me, so I'm using my own tissue paper that I painted, colored, stamped. Don't know what I did with it, but just a little bit more interest, and I covered the leaf. You can't see any of those two leaves anymore. So this is tissue paper that I colored with Ecoline and sprays. I think that I had left over. There was just a little bit of spray left, and I just got out a whole bunch of papers and I sprayed the bottles on those papers, and now the bottles are empty and I've got all these pretty papers left, so I don't use sprays. So I thought I would, instead of just throwing them away, I put them to good use, and I made some pretty background papers that I could use as collage. Now you can see that I'm gluing it down, and I thought it needed more, of course, so get my pen again, just scribbling. And I really wanted to play with a butterfly that I had lying around, and it had a little bit of yellow in it, so I'm going to create a circle and just use a little bit of gesso, again in a loose way. And then I am ready to put my butterfly down. It is a butterfly sticker, as the black one that you see on top of your screen, and it's translucent, so that yellow butterfly that I'm going to use now was translucent as well. So I really wanted to make sure that it had a nice color on the back and not that white and black of that circle, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to stick that sticker on my one of my papers that I colored, and I'm going to cut it out of that piece of paper and then just look. So that's one of the tissue papers that I colored with the sprays. And I'm gonna fussy cut it, and so I could use it on my little card. So these are just two examples from just playing with watercolors. Those sticks from Jane Davenport, and a few Durbit Intense pencils. Not much needed. So a gesso and a bit of collage. Well, that's it. So you don't need much to create something nice. Well, I think it's nice. So now, done with the butterfly. and I'm going to stick it down with my glue stick. And then I just needed a little word or a saying. So, oh, center it like that. I think the color looks very nice on the background. Now getting out that my black pencil again in just a minute, just making sure that this will stick. And I love the how do you call that, ragged edges. It doesn't have to be neat, does it? So take my micron out and then just go around that little label. Is that how you call it? A little tab, that's it. And just do some scribbling. So that was a piece of washi, and I'm going to mimic that by using my micron pen. And well, I think that gives a little bit more interest, trying to make a little bit more marks on my work to make it a little bit more interesting to look at. And just going around and see what I can emphasize by using that black line. And you can see I see some circles, and I'm just going around it and just looking at my work, and then go around of course with a black line, and then I write down this is me. I don't know why, but I feel like a butterfly sometimes. And I think that's a good thing, to feel like a butterfly. So I felt like one at that moment, I think. So just writing that down, and then this one is done. And I think that I'm just going to show you in this video what I did for the third one. That I didn't show you how I made it, but I'm going to show you what it looks like. It is a nice one. But anyhow, this takes a long time, doesn't it? So, done. Reje, put it aside. Take out the other ones so they can see what you did. Of course, zooming in, just show you just a little bit more of that card and how it looks. And then that one as well, of course. Really like that one. So this was another one. This was just a little bit of collage. She didn't have had that hair and a little pussycat, and I just put on happy purr. I don't know why, but so I didn't like it. It was done with the crayons as well, and a little bit of Derwent, and I really didn't like this one, but I just kept on working on it, and I cut out every single piece of the card out of the video, but I thought, well, why not share with you that sometimes you create something that you really don't like and you don't want others to see, but well, I still have it. I haven't discarded it yet, so we'll see. Maybe it will make it in that little book that I created. So now I think this is me with my two cats, I think. So this is it. Hope you like this video. I hope you like the voiceover and just the slow motion. Thank you for watching again, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye everyone, and thanks.